name's Rick Prather, and I'm proud and honored to say that I was a friend of John Ward's. I knew him for 50 years, and I never met a kinder or more humble person in my life. I can vividly remember the first day I really became aware of John. He was a year behind me in school, and we were in junior high school at Bell. It was the first day of football practice. And of course, being ninth graders, we thought we were at the top, and we happened to be running spot drills that day where two linemen line up and go against each other with the running back carrying the ball. And here was this gangly 8th grade kid consistently beating every one of the 9th grade linemen. And I thought, wow, this may be somebody to watch here. And sure enough, as a sophomore at Rogers, he was no longer the gangly 8th grader, but a 6'4", 215-pound specimen. He came in and immediately contended for playing time on a senior and junior-laden team. He ended up being a 2-year starter. He was all conference, all city, and all state. But along the way, he decided to take up wrestling his junior year just for the conditioning and agility for football. I think he learned one takedown and one pinhold, and ended up being undefeated state heavyweight champion in Oklahoma. He went on to OSU, where he participated in both sports. He was a 3-year starter in football, All-American. He was on the wrestling team, also All-American. He was drafted by the NFL, Minnesota Vikings, where he played 6 years in the pros. But John never forgot where he came from. He was a roper at heart. He was a charter member of the Booster Club. He donated generously and was able to come back and witness a victory by the current ropers. So here, we'd like you to watch a film on John's life and accomplishments.
John Henry Ward was born in Enid, Oklahoma in 1948. His family later relocated to Tulsa, where he became involved in the Boy Scouts, earning the rank of Eagle. At Will Rogers High School, John wrestled and played football, basketball, and baseball. In 1966, he was named All-State in football and was an undefeated heavyweight state champion in wrestling. John attended Oklahoma State University on a football scholarship, but became a star in 2 sports, excelling in both football and wrestling. The star offensive tackle anchored the Cowboys line from 1967 to 69. He displayed his skills at 4 All-Star games, the East-West Classic, the Senior Bowl, Coach's All-American Game, and the College All-Star Game. In 1968, he was a Big 8 Conference champion wrestler. In 1969, John won another Big 8 title at heavyweight and finished 3rd at the NCAA championships. He was inducted into the OSU Athletics Hall of Honor in 2011. Following his OSU career, John was picked in the first round of the 1970 National Football League draft by the Minnesota Vikings, where he remained through the 1975 season, playing on 2 Super Bowl teams. He also suited up for the Chicago Bears and the expansion Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 1976. Following John's 78-game professional football career, he graduated from Northeastern State University with a bachelor's degree. He was elected a Delaware County Commissioner, where he showed he was more than a distinguished athlete. He was an Oklahoma hero. In perhaps the biggest political corruption case in Oklahoma history, the county commissioner scandal in the 1980s, John Ward was an honest man. A federal investigation uncovered suppliers who were bribing commissioners and issuing phony invoices. John helped with the investigation. Bill Price, the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Oklahoma, convicted commissioners from 60 of the 77 Oklahoma counties, estimating that out of more than 200 commissioners total, only 10 were honest. John Ward was among them. John then became executive director of the County Commissioners Association, serving for 13 years and restoring credibility to the office of county commissioner. John became known respectfully as Mr. County Government. In 2002, John became executive vice president of the Poultry Federation of Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, and director of Oklahoma City operations until his death in December 2012 after a brave battle with a rare form of cancer. John was inducted posthumously into the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame in 2013. Accepting for her husband, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gail Ward.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much. It's an honor to accept this award from my husband, John Henry Ward. I thought a lot about what he might enjoy about this day, and without a doubt, I can tell you from the top to the bottom, his greatest honor would be to be included with a group of such wonderful people as you've just seen before him. But I think the thing he would like best is the opportunity to be able to talk with the students here at Will Rogers High School and some of the things that he might want to say to them. I think he would want to remind you that whatever you do going forward, that all these people before you show you possibilities, but if you have pride in what you do, pride in your school and your work, pride in your friends and your family, and take pride in your appearance and how you treat others, success will find you. And he truly believed that. He believed that everybody was special, and if you're willing to work harder and longer and be sincere about it, you could accomplish anything. And he felt like that's really what helped him in his careers. John was the most respected man I think I've ever known in my life. And as I was going through some of his things, and I'm pretty sure his mother kept everything of his Will Rogers events, programs, handwritings, clippings, it was a lot of fun to go back and read all of that. John attributed most of his success to God and his parents and his family. He spoke often about the tributes that he was raised with from his parents that made him who he was. And most of all, becoming an Eagle Scout, he said, really changed his life. So instead of me telling you anything else about what I think John might have said, I come across something that he had handwritten, and it was in with his Will Rogers stuff. So I'm thinking maybe he was a senior or somewhere around your ages. So I'm going to read it to you, and I'm going to remind you of something as I read it to you. As I read this, the thing that stayed in my mind is that how unique for a young man to write these words, but how even more rare it was that to the last breath he took, he still lived the same type of life. And anybody that ever came in touch with him, you grew and you became a better person just being in his presence, because he cared about people. So I'm going to read you a few words from the great John Henry Ward. He writes, "A guide. Make few promises, always speak the truth, and never speak evil of anyone. Keep good company or no company at all. Live up to your engagements. Never play games of chance, and drink no intoxicating drinks. Take care of your body. Good character is above everything else. Keep your own secrets if you have any. Never borrow if you can possibly help it. Do not marry until you're able to support that wife. When you speak to a person, look in their eyes and listen, looking into their eyes. Live within your income and save when you are young to spend when you are old. Never run into debt unless you can see a way out again. Good company and good conversation are the signs of virtue. Your character and your reputation cannot be essentially injured except by your own actions. If anybody speaks evil of you, let the way you've lived your life be so that no one will believe him. When you retire at night, think over what you have been doing during the day. Never let yourself be idle. If your hands cannot be employed, usefully attend to the culture of your mind. Be well read. Read the above carefully and thoughtfully at least once a week. Let this be a guide to your life. And I'm telling you, if you knew John Henry Ward, you knew this was a guide to his life. And he's left the world a better place because of him being in it. It's an honor. Thank you for being here. And good luck, students.